there guys, welcome back to another awesome video. We have a top 10 video. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but we have the top 10 rides at the Magic Kingdom. So, the 100 years of Disney, it happened. Is it still going on? I don't know, but in honor of it still either going on or the event has passed, and with the coming soon new introduction to Tiana's Bayou Adventure coming to the Magic Kingdom, I figured to take a look at my favorite rides at the House of Mouse, the Magical Castle, Cinderella's Castle itself, the Magic Kingdom. So before we get into the list, I do want to kind of mention something, and without it being an over explanation, but there is either very little or very much a lot a attraction or a theme park ride can do to make me either disappointed, hate the ride, or critique it. But overall, I love and enjoy going on all these rides throughout all the parks, no matter what theme park it is. There's definitely a lot of rides and attractions that I have missed and forgot to mention here. But these are my favorite ones, I'd say. And without further ado, let's get into this. And at number 10, we've got The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Just a simple, cute little dark ride. Go in, you're going through this storybook kind of theme and aesthetic of going into one of the many adventures, of course, of Winnie the Pooh. Very much old style practical audio animatronics, and this obviously book feel with things like the 100 Acre Woods and the Heffalumpa Woozles having like these cardboard kind of like cutout looks to them, or these edges to them. So it looks like very bookish, of course. And like I said, it's just a very cute ride, and I mean, you gotta love Winnie the Pooh. At number 9 is Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin. Definitely another one that I love, and it's definitely a blast for sure. You're going into space, fighting off evil forces of Emperor Zurg, and all these really cool aliens and insects and creatures and kind of like environments you go into as you're zapping the little Z's at the creatures and at these monsters and these things. And of course, to also acknowledge the audio animatronic of Buzz Lightyear that you see during the queue. I know the digital effect thing doesn't work as much as it used to, or it's not as cool as it once was, but I at least still like that aesthetic on the Buzz animatronic. I know sometimes some of those don't work, Frozen, but I still like that it works on this animatronic. And also a nice little probably factoid that I have no idea if Disney credits this person, or I don't know if it's ever acknowledged, but I'm pretty sure Frank Welker does the voice or the audio voice lines for Zurg in this ride, which is kind of cool. Number 8 is the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Now, it's not as big and not as hyped as it once was when it first was announced and during the new expansion and new addition to Fantasyland, but there is something still really fun and something still thrilling and something still awesome about this ride. Also revolutionary with the ride, because this is one of the very few rides where the coaster kind of sway like buckets, because you're sitting in a minecart, kind of like the minecart in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Like I mentioned with the digital effect on Buzz Lightyear, the digital face on the animatronic, the Seven Dwarfs have that same aesthetic, and I feel like that was much improved, and that looks a lot more better, and that was a more adjusted, and it just looks a lot more authentic. This is nothing too new. I know it's not worth jaw-dropping anymore, especially with how long of a wait time, and the Fast Pass / Genie Plus is too expensive, and how long of a wait it is for that ride, but it is still a great ride nonetheless from the times I was able to ride it, and definitely I will be riding it hopefully when the ride isn't so damn long. Number 7 is the Enchanted Tiki Room.
Hey Michael, mi amigo, pay attention, it's Joe time.
Over the years, I really come to appreciate more of the older rides and more of the sit down and kind of watch a show. I appreciate those more as I've gotten older, and I feel like this is definitely a huge example, and that could be because of the fact that yes, this was one of the very first attractions that Walt Disney actually watched and engineered and kind of oversaw.
Audio animatronics?
Right, audio animatronics. Audio for sound.
See, and electronically animated by sound.
The first first, or one of the many firsts that introduced audio animatronics, and you have just these characters that are very cute and colorful, and I feel like the songs and the characters have like a very old-timey feel, vintage, nostalgic, classic, iconic feel to it. And it's just a little cute ride, a cute little show to enjoy and just kind of sit down cool during the hot Florida heat. Number 6 is Space Mountain. I haven't been on Space Mountain in a while, but the few times I had the opportunity to do Space Mountain, it's definitely one of the most thrilling. I will say it's fast, it's sharp, the way it moves, and all these not a lot of dips and turns, but it's a lot of the unexpected, because you're in the dark, you go up into space and you're launched throughout the cosmos. You're going through all these sharp turns and all these dips a little bit, and maybe some other things in between you don't expect, and that's, I think, the thrill of it, but also how fast it is. And even when you see it with the lights on, it's still so impressive how massive the track is. And it's just a simple thrill ride and a simple roller coaster that just makes it so practical and just so cool and so stellar and out of this world. All right, we're nearing down my final 5 my list, and at number 5 is Stitch's Great Escape. Not necessarily a fan favorite when you talk to a Disney dork or a theme park enthusiast, but this is one that I just really love a lot, and it's like a guilty pleasure of mine, and that could be because the fact that, yes, I will admit I'm a little tiny bit biased because Lilo and Stitch is one of my favorite animated movies, and Stitch is one of my favorite characters, and I just love the aesthetic, I love the ride, and I love that I got to ride this before it got shut down. And of course, that amazing and impressive animatronic of Stitch will always be dear to my heart. And I know that it got rid of something even better, which was Alien Encounter. And I know that Alien Encounter looked really awesome and was super intense and super scary and super dark. But I feel like Stitch still has a bit of that fear factor. It's not as scary. It definitely is a little more sillier, but I like the silliness. I like that it still has a little bit of fearness to it. And again, that animatronic of Stitch is just so damn awesome. And rest in peace to that thing. And it's just gonna be, it's always gonna have a special place in my heart. At number 4 is Splash Mountain. I will admit, and I will at least say a pro and a con to this whole ordeal, because with Tiana's Bayou Adventure replacing this ride, I still don't like. The animatronics do look really impressive. I do love that very much. However, I am going to still miss Splash Mountain. There's still gonna be that part of me that whenever I get to ride Tiana's Bayou Adventure, there's still gonna be that part of me that is going to miss what was before it. And I know it's kind of hard to kind of like talk about this ride and talk about anything associated with this, because this is Splash Mountain, associated with Song of the South, associated with a Disney film that was very controversial and all, but just looking based on the ride itself, it did create the log fume thing, or was one of the first few log fume attractions, both either in history or just within Disney. I think either it's this ride or it's Kali River Rapids over at Animal Kingdom that has the farthest or the highest drop. I don't remember the logistics. I don't remember the numbers and the facts. If you guys want to look up the facts and the numbers and the logistics, you can do that and let me know down below. But I don't remember them, but I just remember it's either Splash Mountain or Kali River Rapids. One of those two, if not both those, have the highest drops. And there's just still something cool about the Briar Patch, and there's still something fun about the Briar Patch, and then Bear Fox, Bear Bear, and Brer Rabbit, and those characters and those audio animatronics. And I know some of them will be reused, but at the same time, I'm still gonna miss that ride in a way. I'm still looking forward to the future, but part of me is gonna still remember the past. Number 3 is A Small World. I know some people are gonna really be obnoxious about this ride because of how obnoxious and repetitive the theme song is throughout the ride, and some people aren't fans of the dolls, and I know you can make jokes about the dolls and animatronics getting quirky at night or whatever else, but there's just something humble, and there's something simplistic, and something just super genuine about this ride. Not only because, again, this is one of the first rides that was here when the Magic Kingdom and Walt Disney World came together and Disneyland came together, but there is just something really wholesome about this whole unity and this peace and this very much optimistic kind of like everyone's in harmony and everyone's kind of around the world together holding hands, and that sort of like simplicity. And I don't have a problem with the dolls, honestly. If you have a problem with it, that's fine, but I don't have a problem with it. I enjoy it, and I think, again, this is another attraction that, as I get older, I appreciate it more and more and more. Number 2 is Pirates of the Caribbean. Another one that I've definitely appreciated more and more over the years, and of course just all those audio animatronics and all those characters, even with throughout the many iterations that it's gone through, it still holds the test of time, from the original version to the movie version, then going back to the original version, then adding in the redhead, which I know that has a bit of controversy and I have my thoughts on the whole ordeal, but the redhead as an animatronic and just as a character, great. Jack Sparrow being put and inserted into this world, awesome. The overall just fun of it and thrill of these pirates, great. The fact that this ride did inspire the franchise Pirates Caribbean with Johnny Depp and everybody else, spectacular. So it's doing something right. This was the ride that I think Walt got to see before he died, or this was the ride that he didn't get to see before he died. So there's still a lot more for me to appreciate. Now, before I unveil my number one pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Mickey's PhilharMagic. Not a lot of 3D, 4D rides exist, and this is one of the very few that is still remaining and still kicking, and I love that it has the practical feel of using those water effects and those visual effects and also incorporating other stuff in between, having that Disney magic. Thunder Mountain. I think this is the second fastest attraction at the Magic Kingdom, or the most thrilling, at least the second most thrilling out there. But it's just a fun frontier adventure. Peter Pan's Flight. You feel like you're flying over Neverland, and the models and the scales and all that is just so the miniatures. There's just a nice, cool practicality. Carousel of Progress, another old ride that I've come to appreciate over the years more and more and more as I've gotten older, especially now that I've ridden the ride, because for years I never really rode the ride. But I think what maybe could be a nice novelty is the fact that Belle Dandy did get me to ride this with her when we went on our first Magic Kingdom date. It was cute as all hell, but even just being on the ride alone, it is a nice just capsule in time with these practical animatronics, and again, another old ride that Walt Disney himself got to oversee. Timekeeper. I wish I got to experience Timekeeper for how fun it is, how not necessarily revolutionary, but it kind of in keeping with the theme of tomorrow and time travel, and you have Robin Williams voicing an audio animatronic. It just, I feel like I wish and missed the opportunity. If I was born in like 1988, I would have maybe gotten the chance to ride this, and it would have been awesome. All right, my number one pick of my top 10 favorite rides at the Magic Kingdom is, drumroll please, the Haunted Mansion. I mean, sometimes the obvious answers are the best answers. There is something spooky about this ride, but there is also something whimsical about this ride. There's something dark about this ride, but there's something silly about this ride. It has a nice juggle of these two premises. This for sure revolutionized a lot of Disney's magic, if you will, with using techniques like Pepper's Ghost and all these other hatbox and magician illusionist type tricks that still work to this day. In this day and age, they look just so almost not awe-inspiring, but just so damn impressive. Knowing the tricks and knowing what's peeking behind the curtain still makes me appreciate this ride even more. And that's what I love, is when I know how something works, or even if I don't know how something works, the idea and the imagination of how it works still is just wowing to me and just so wonderful. And those are my favorite rides at the Magic Kingdom. Let me know in the comment section, what are your favorites? If you've ever been to Disney World, or if you've seen videos on YouTube and all this other stuff, let me know. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please smash that button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe to awesome videos every day, every week. Make sure you ring that bell to new videos every week. Share the video favorites, all the good stuff, and leave some suggestions down in the comments. You name it, I'll look to do as best as possible. I'm going to probably slowly integrate some of these other attraction and Disney World, Walt Disney World themed top 10s throughout this month, and maybe going forward, and some other ideas, along with putting out some more movie reviews and some other things for you guys, as always. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.